This is Dabu7. We have two journalists that are on the kill list suing Trump and U.S. agencies because they say they don't belong there. One of them has been in a situation where he has been bombed 5 times. His vest saving his life in the most dangerous event that flipped the truck. And he says he was the one targeted. And there's no doubt about it. Now, the other man, Ahmad Zaidan, he was the very first journalist to ever interview Osama bin Laden. And that was in 1998. It's interesting. It's very interesting because they want to sit here and say that these guys are both Al-Qaeda and Muslim Brotherhood, but then they fire back and they're like, they don't even know what they're talking about. They're just trying to label us terrorists because if you do any bit of research, you'll find out that Al-Qaeda and Muslim Brotherhood on the ground are fighting one another, sworn enemies. Now, I've talked about this before, though, too. The creation of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, you can't fall back to sleep, people. Same old song and dance here. Just like the Rothschilds in the First World War went to France and Germany, the brothers split up. They funded both sides of the World War. They don't teach you that in school. That charade continues with the boogeyman out here globally, whether you want to call them Al-Qaeda, ISIS, no matter what. And it seems to me that when some people come along that may have some information exposing this and that doesn't go along with their narrative, they want them gone. Now, I don't know for sure the full extent of the background of these two individuals. They could have some connections on the ground. I mean, look, some of these guys are getting close to these groups, and there's going to have to be trust built, or they're going to shoot and kill them, or they're not going to let them in. It's just that simple. So, since these guys have built somebody's going to have to do it, or there's going to be no coverage. But since these guys did it and got in there, they're saying, oh no, you're one of them. But then that blurs the line. Okay, so you're telling me we're supposed to never have any frontline coverage? Is that what it's going to boil down to? Be left in the dark? Well, it seems to me this kill list is rather lengthy. I think some people out there would be rather surprised to come to find out that their name's on it. And they have took hits at these guys before, but it's interesting. They're going after Trump, the Trump administration here, and they're saying that you continued this kill list illegally. It needs to stop. And for those that missed it, I just put out a video on 7/7 that's titled, No Joke. They're pushing a bill to weaponize drones in this country with the use of deadly force in the United States. The bill's being pushed in Connecticut. The only other state in the U.S. that can put any type of weapon on a drone that has allowed it is North Dakota, and that is only with the stun gun, non-lethal weaponry. So, when they use deadly force on drones here in America, ladies and gentlemen, then what? Then how are you going to feel when you look up and see these little things buzzing around, knowing that they could be dropping bombs, bullets, lasers, anything? They get the go-ahead here in this country, and people just want to keep sleeping on it, you're in for a rude awakening. And how are you going to feel when you come to find out one day that you're on some sort of list that you don't deserve to be on? Like I said, I don't have the full background on these two, but I find it interesting that one of them has been targeted 5 times. It looks like they want him pretty bad. And the other was the first man to interview Osama bin Laden. And look at all the crap there with Osama bin Laden and his burial at sea and all the other stuff we've talked about with him and being an asset of the CIA. Well, that's where it sits. I'll continue to update with more information. I'll leave a link below. It's been Dabu7. Eyes to the skies.